Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Teresa, and this is the Power Ridge Homestead. Today we're going to be making banana chocolate chip cookies. These I've made a couple times now already, and it's like a slice of banana bread when you take it out of the oven, or then it gets more of a cookie once it starts to dry after a day or two. They're so good. So I'll give you an idea of the recipe here. I've got it online, and I'll post it in the description as to where it's come from. We're going to start with flour. We need 2.5 cups of flour, so all purpose. This is my trusty 1.5 cup measurer. I'm going to do 2 bowls, one dry, one wet, as we usually do. We're going to add the wet to the dry, of course. Then we've also got, we're going to cream together some sugar, butter, eggs, and vanilla. So I've got about 2/3 of a cup of butter. I've already got 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar in there, and then 1/2 cup of white sugar. So we'll give this a good beating. Cream this together, take a couple minutes. You want to get it nice and fluffy. Just starting to come together. And we're going to add 2 eggs, and we're going to do them one at a time. Make sure it's fully incorporated, and then you can add the other one. Don't want any shells in there. You can see it's getting nice and smooth when we're added. Then I want to add a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to add 2 bananas. And this is about 1 cup of bananas. You can mash them if you like. I like to just pull them apart and just do it with the blender. Get them in there. This is one of the great uses for bananas that have just gotten a little too ripe for some people. So you can either throw these in the freezer when they're ready, or you can just save them if you've got bananas that are ready already ripe. You can do them that way. So I'll just squeeze those up here, and then just give them a bit of a dip so that they mash up a little bit. You don't have to grate big chunks, but I do like chunks of banana along with the flavor. And I find this is just as efficient as mashing them in a separate bowl. Perfect. So a little chunky, not quite so chunky, but gives you a little bit of good flavor afterwards. And then to our flour, you're going to want to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda or baking powder. And about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Give that a stir so the baking powder is all combined in with the flour. Now, in the case here, we just want to do it till it's slightly combined. We don't want to overbeat. We don't want to overbeat our mixture. So we're going to take our flour and we're going to actually add it to our liquid. So you're just going to mix this in just until it's combined. I've already turned on the oven to preheat at 350. And then I'll put these on a parchment paper on a baking dish. Should have used the other bowl for the wet. We're a little bit over capacity here for this size of bowl, but that's okay. We'll make a mess. Clean it up after. So who else keeps their bananas once they're ripe, throws them in the freezer? It's the best way to do it. You want to make sure you're mixing all of the flour in with the batter. You don't want to have any flour spots. So there we go, just until combined. And then we're going to take a cup of chocolate chips. You can change the recipe if you want. The actual recipe will call for 1.5 cups of chocolate chip, but I find that I rather have the banana flavor than the chip flavor this time. Some people will put 2 cups of chocolate chip flavor. So it's all preference. Cup of chips. These are so tasty. There we go. I'm going to let these sit for a minute and I'll just get this kitchen cleaned up a bit. So I'm just going to add some parchment paper to this tray. And then I'll scoop out and we're going to scoop out. Now I'm using the larger scoop today. It's good for muffins, and I think it's about 3 tablespoons. So when I do my large muffins, I know it takes 2 scoops to make it into 1 muffin tin. The advantage of doing it when you repeat what you've done as well. So we're going to take these and we're going to make a scoop. We got 18 cookies out of here, and I'm just going to pop these in the oven. They're preheated at 350 degrees, and they're going to go in for about 13 to 15 minutes, depending on your oven, until they get a little crispy on, golden toasted on the outside. Folks, there we go. I'm going to leave these on the pan, probably for about 5 or 6 minutes, just to get them to cool off a little bit, let them settle, and then I'll put them on another tray for them to cool off completely. But they're fantastic. They smell just like banana bread. And they will taste like banana bread too. Oh, they're so good. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.